Hello again. I'm Evan. It's been a pretty long time since I've done one of these. This is another check-in on the progress of Clowns and Robbers, which is our feature film that we've promised ourselves we're going to make this year here at Moviesauce. It is sort of the middle of April right now. I think the last one of these we did was in February. It's been about 2 months, I guess. We were shooting a music video last time, and we just actually shot another music video yesterday for a different band. It really has nothing to do with anything, just coincidence. Where are we with the production? We've been working on the script, we've been working on the story, we've been working on outlines, we've been writing some. Last time we checked, we hadn't written anything, so we've made some progress. I've written a couple scenes, some which I've decided I'm not going to do or I'm going to redo. There's one scene that's really a cool, ambitious scene. It takes place on a boat. It's a cool scene to shoot. It's going to be a funny scene to watch. It kind of pulls all of our favorite things together. It's a dynamic, kind of ridiculous, absurd, dramatic action sequence. I guess what I'm trying to get at is we've kind of, in sort of our epic search for sort of the meaning behind this film and kind of finding the sort of driving force behind it and trying to kind of crack open the script and kind of make this into something that we all are really, really proud of. Kind of put some huge expectations on ourselves, I guess, or at least I do when I'm writing. I'm trying to, you're always trying to make something good and maybe a little profound and interesting and fun and challenging. And we are on track with that. But what I think is going to end up happening with this movie is I think production is going to take place over an extended period of time. I don't think it's going to be a movie we scrambled to shoot in a month. I think it's a movie that might take 3 months, might take 4 months. It's the kind of movie where I think we're going to try to take it on one piece at a time, kind of scene by scene. And so with this boat sequence that I've written that was originally going to take place towards the end of the movie, I've now kind of had a breakthrough that it could actually be the opening scene of the movie. And it's such a great little scene that I'm itching to sort of shoot it already. And I was talking to Kimmerton, and we kind of think we actually could. Like, we could kind of get started, and that's another way to kind of commit ourselves to it. And maybe a month from now, we'll have shot the first scene of the movie, and we may not even have the whole script done when we do that. So I guess what I'm trying to do now, one of the trickiest parts of making movies, at least in my experience in the 2 features that we've done, is there's that point where it gets real and you kind of jump off the cliff and it's like, all right, we're really making the movie now. And granted, we've told ourselves that so far in these YouTube videos and kind of setting our goals of making a film, and we've got a good track record of pulling that off. But there is that moment where it's like, oh shit, now we're casting and crewing up and it's happening. The good news is we've got a huge group of fans and friends and people we've worked with before that are all kind of eager to go. They're ready to go. Everybody's waiting on me. And we're writing it with people in mind that we've worked with before. And so we've got a group of people we know we can count on and are kind of ready to go as soon as we sort of kick it off. But it's going to be an interesting experiment and an interesting challenge, because I think, in a way, part of me is intimidated by the size of doing another feature. It's a really hard thing to do, and I've done 2 of them, and both times I've made them, it's like a 2-year process. It's hard to kind of spend X amount of months writing and then X amount of months shooting and pre-production and then usually like a year editing, and you kind of, over those extended periods of time, at least the way we work without many resources or people, you end up kind of getting lost in it, and you also sort of forget in a way, I guess you sort of forget how to do it. Part of me, I guess, feels like I've forgotten how to make a film. You know, I know how to use a camera, I know how to shoot, I know how to edit, because we do that every day for our job, for business, for clients, doing commercials and music videos. But there's sort of this reality that, well, it's been like 2 years, over 2 years now, just over, since we shot The Paranormals. That was the last time I made a movie. So it is kind of weird to like get back into that and be like, oh yeah, is this what we do? It's been 2 years. There's sort of risks associated with trying to do a movie the way we're talking about doing it, where we spread it out. And when you're working with volunteers, I guess in the past we've always tried to shoot as quickly as we can and get it all down, because you never know when somebody's gonna drop out or move on to something else. So one of the inherent risks in doing a longer production that's drawn out, where we kind of take it on scene by scene, is that we're still working with volunteers, and the longer the period of shooting, the more likely something is to happen or somebody's to bail out, or, you know. So our job is to keep it simple and keep it exciting, keep it something people want to be a part of, and also to use people that we trust and that really want to be involved. But it is nerve-wracking to start out, you know. It's one thing when when some Hollywood movie's being made over 4 months, but everybody's being paid really well and that's their job. And it's another thing when you spread a shoot out where nobody's being paid and it's nobody's job and they're all volunteering. You still expect people to show up over a period of time that long. But I think the benefit of it is that people get a chance to kind of breathe, and we'll get a chance to kind of evolve the movie throughout the process a little more. A lot of times what ends up happening is we just kind of start shooting at some point, and wherever we are with the script, I mean, I'm sure that's how most movies are made. It's like you could keep rewriting into infinity, and eventually you kind of step into it, and you got to commit to wherever you are at that point in time. So both of my previous features, I've always kind of felt like, maybe they were slightly imperfect scripts or something, but it was sort of the only movie we could have made at that point in time. So I'm a little excited creatively about getting to kind of play with an idea through a longer period of production, rather than playing with an idea, then committing to a really short production where we just get it all out and that's that, and then a really long post-production. Kind of mixing it all up together a little more is kind of exciting, and this will give me time to kind of edit as we go a little, so we can kind of almost look at a scene and then kind of write the next scene to, I mean, I'll have a solid outline of what the movie is. We're not making it up as we go, but to kind of have the freedom to make adjustments a little easier as we go, and kind of see what it becomes, I think is kind of exciting to me. I guess it embraces all of our realities a little more than our old way of doing things, which is that we all have a crap load of stuff to do all the time. We're all working, we're all doing other things, and every time we make a movie, it's a little bit harder. And even though this would, in theory, take longer, it actually feels like it's going to make it a little easier, because you're not on this track of building up to this one moment where you've got to get it perfect. Everything comes together for a couple of weeks and then it's gone. It'll be kind of this ongoing thing that everybody gets to invest in. It'll allow the actors to be involved in it a little bit longer. It'll allow us to rehearse a little bit more. It'll allow people to contribute a little bit more, because they'll get a chance to kind of see what it is in a different way as we make it, rather than people kind of coming in for a couple of days out of nowhere, working really hard, and then leaving and then being like, oh, that's what we were making. Because I think that's probably happened a little bit too on our other films. So I guess all of this is to say we are still working. The project is still alive and well. We've been able to invest in a lot of new equipment. We got a couple more things on my list that I kind of want to invest in order to help us make Clowns and Robbers to sort of the best of our ability. Got about, in a perfect world, if we had a $10,000 budget, we could do a lot. I kind of got about $5,000 worth of stuff I'm hoping to find a way to obtain, things that'll make things a little easier. What else to say? I don't know. I guess my goal right now is we have we have one scene written that we want to go ahead and shoot. Maybe next time I check in on one of these, we'll either be very close to shooting, maybe we'll have shot it. I don't know. But you guys will get to kind of ride along with us and figure this out with us as we go, and that's what this is all about. We're sort of scrapping everything we know about this process and trying to reinvent it and do it the way that makes the most sense for us in the positions we're all in. A little scary, I guess, but every movie is. I think it's kind of exciting. Anyway, thanks for watching, whoever's out there. We'll continue to kind of try and check in and keep the ball rolling. And hopefully this summer we're going to finally make a movie. Fingers crossed. All right.